Well, it is the time after I took a nap. I woke up. I had some Reese's Minis cereal. It's amazing how much of a difference it makes in your cereal when they're small, little mini instead of the big ones. I'm not a huge fan of the big Reese's cereal, but the minis were so good. And I'm just gonna play some Firiona Vie. Oh wait, what am I doing? Let's wait till I get some life first. Let's use mend. Oh, maybe I am ready now. My life was kind of low. So it's gonna be a chill session here. I like fighting these. Let's start out with a savage. I'm using my shovel still. Shovel's a good weapon. There we go, with an opening kick to his back of his head. Roundhouse kick. So I always liked the idea of playing a monk when I first started EverQuest. I have to say I struggled so much. I was using hand-to-hand fighting, and I wasn't using any armor either. According to the description, you can play without armor or weapons, and people made it sound very viable. And then after, say, level 12, 13, 14, I found myself struggling to finish off blue considered kills. And I was like, this is not what they advertised. They said, you're fine fighting without weapons and armor because monk doesn't need it. Well, I felt like that was a false advertisement, and I was struggling so much. And so that was the end of my monk adventures. I got to like level 12, and I was out in Everfrost Peaks. I remember the last time I played, I was a human monk. And it was so frustrating. I'd be fighting something that's considered blue. I have my life filled up. And I wouldn't make it. However, I remember using, another time I was using mend when you first get it, and it was like doing more harm than good. I was like, what the heck is the point of this? Sometimes using the mend skill would get you killed. So I never got up to the sweet spot in the EverQuest when you get feigned death and the cool tricks. Snarler, come here. Are they not attacking me? It says threateningly, but he's not attacking me. Oh, there he goes. I was wondering, like, what's going on? He surely does want to kill me now. Bring him back to the cliff. The cliffs of Dover. The White Cliffs of Dover. So I never actually got to see the White Cliffs of Dover when I went to England. But I did go to Scarborough. And there was a beach there, and they had Scarborough Castle. When I went on a trip to Scarborough, I went with two friends. And we went up to this, it was like a food van, a van where someone was selling sandwiches out of it. So we went up to it and we all bought a sandwich. And they had, what kind of sandwiches? It was like onions and cheese sandwich. And the lady who was selling them was really curious about our accents. She goes, where are you guys from? And I remember her saying, I'm over in Yorkshire, North Yorkshire. And she's like, oh, no, where are you guys from? Because she knew I wasn't from England. And I said, oh, I'm from Texas, and the other guy was from California, and the other guy was from Wisconsin, so we all had different accents. I don't know if they can parse the difference between like regional accents of English, American English. I remember one time I was in some small village, and I was at a car park, because in England, parking would be in the central part of town. They didn't have parking in front of storefronts like you do in the USA. They had a central parking in town, and you'd go there and park, and you'd pay like a parking thing. Use a coin, like a half dollar, half quid, whatever they call it, a pound, a half pound, probably a full pound these days. And some guy was like, two guys, they're about my age, came up to me and asked if they could have a quid for the parking, and I was like, yeah, sure. And I remember saying, let me see what I got in my pocket. And so I dug some change out. And then I remember them looking at me like, he's got a funny accent. It wouldn't make anybody surprised, like in some, say you're in London, I'm sure they get a lot of touristy people over there. It's like if you're in New York, you're gonna get a lot of people from Australia or France and Germany and Asia, anywhere in Asia. So it's not surprising to see tourists out in those areas. But I was in a small village and I went to go look at a castle. And the name of the castle was actually Spofford Castle. And the castle was right in the middle of a neighborhood. Really cool castle. And I was just checking out the town. And I surprised people with my accent because I don't know why, but back then I always had a very thick Texan accent, which I can do all the time. When I'm around people, especially my cousins from Texas, the accents start getting really thick. But I guess when I'm talking on YouTube, I'm just kind of, I don't say I intentionally tone down my accent, but it's more generic. All right, we're good. Mind is ready. So this is hell level, and it's going to take a lot of kills to get this level up. And we should start using our throwing weapons. So you got to throw it quick and you got to run, because oftentimes I throw a Chinese star in the back of his head and I take off running, and they catch me and wallop me in the back of the head before I get to my spot that I like to pull them to. So the little trick I do is always that side run like that. All right, let's see how much experience we get off of one of these kills. And I've got an itch. I'm like itching everywhere. It's like once you start scratching, you start itching more. And then you keep scratching and you keep itching. A Drollvarg Snarler. Drollvarg. Yeah, I ate 2 bowls of cereal. That was pretty bad. It's a whole load of carbs I shouldn't have eaten. Oh, thank you for not running off the cliff. That sure did hit the spot, I'll tell you that. Now I got hiccups. So instead of drinking regular milk, I have almond milk. It's unsweetened almond milk. And when my mom came by to visit about 3 weeks ago, she bought that and she uses it. But if it was regular milk, it would have been spoiled by now, 3 weeks in the fridge. But it's perfectly good. That's why I like almond milk, because it's been sitting in my fridge for 3 weeks, untouched, and I drank it and it tastes fine. Regular milk would have gone kind of sour in about 4 days, 5 days. So I feel pressure to eat it. I bought some tomatoes for making tomato sandwiches. I waited about 4 days. And I was like, let's go make a tomato sandwich. I opened the bag and I had about 4 of those medium-sized, smaller tomatoes. I already had fuzzy stuff growing on it. I'm like, holy, wasted it. And that's what I don't like about grocery shopping and cooking, is if I don't feel like eating leftovers the next day, my food's gonna go spoiling in the fridge. So I don't cook. Cooking is expensive if you cook for yourself. You have to do meal prep to consume all the stuff, because you buy ingredients, they don't come in like single serving, like, oh, you only need to make 1 pot of this stuff. Okay, so the thing I do make, if I'm gonna make food and I know I'm gonna eat the leftovers, is I'll buy a pound of ground beef, and that goes good with spaghetti or macaroni or noodles and stroganoff. And that's something I can eat the next day. It's not going to go to waste. You have to cook it quickly though. You can't just let ground beef sit in your fridge for days and days. But I'll cook it when I'm in the mood. I'll cook it right away. The leftovers sit in a pot in the fridge for about 3 days max. And I'll tell you what, leftover spaghetti is a good treat. It's like that as noodles start absorbing the sauce. So what we used to do, I know you can make goulash, which is something I'd like to learn to make, goulash. But what I usually make is I'll take ground beef, brown it, and season it with that Tony's Chacheray stuff, or whatever. And then I season it real good in a skillet, and then you just make, say, a big box of macaroni with it, 2 boxes of macaroni. And just macaroni with cheese, and if you have a little bit of spaghetti sauce, throw a little spaghetti sauce in there too. And I don't know what you call that. Chili macaroni, cheeseburger macaroni. So I used to make that, and it's really good. It's like a variation of spaghetti, but you're using macaroni, boxed macaroni. Or you can leave the cheese packets out too, and use spaghetti sauce, or use like canned tomato paste. So let's start fighting something. Snarlers. Hey, I got a message from some guy named Goobs. Let's pull this and then we'll read the message from Goobs. Alright, we got him. We're bringing him back. So Goobs says, hello friend, been watching your vids for a while and was wondering if you would like some soap pots to help keep the monk flowing. Oh, what a great offer. And so let's check out our soap pots. How many do I have left? That's awesome. Let's see. Checking my bags now. So I remember I have 1 pot left. And I don't even know how many doses that one has in it. That would be an awesome offer. Let's reply to him as soon as I have to hit the flying kick button when it refreshes. Oh! I was hitting 2 and it was going in the box, the chat box. We'll reply to Goobs and just as soon as we kill this Drogar Snarler. Okay, there's Mend. Popped Mend. Full life. Not full life, but full enough. I was watching some short clips on Facebook and YouTube, and there was one short clip from that movie called The Wizard, where the kid plays in the video game. The kid plays in oh, he's going right off the cliff. And then there's some other kid is playing a Rad Racer, and he's got the power glove, and he goes, I love the power glove. It's so bad. I'd never seen that scene in the movie. Okay. Hello, Goobs. Glad you enjoy the vids. I have one. Oop. What did I just? Mouse control deactivated. How did I do that? Oh, so F12. I have one so pot left given to me by Tofu. That would be a generous offer. It really is. So I don't even know how many doses it has left in it, but it sure doesn't make a big difference when you're traveling, especially when you're short on time and you want to travel from one location to the next, because as a monk, you guys know, it takes a while to get around. I'm not one to ask for a lot of ports from people. Just the way I played this game back in the day was traveling, running from place to place. And so while it does take up a lot of time, it's something I never hated about this game, except for when you're on a corpse run. So you'll die somewhere and you'll be like, oh, I don't want to make that run to get all my stuff back. On top of losing experience, and then you'll log out of that character knowing that you have to do a corpse run before you can play again. So you're like, putting it off. By the time you do log into play, you realize your corpse decayed. And that's what happened to Illuminator about 2 months ago, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And then I didn't play the monk for a while. And then Tofu came through and kind of got me motivated again by giving me some of this Panther armor. So someone asked me today, like, what happened to my character. They were watching my solo self-found monk series early in the series, and they saw that I had a flowing fungi tunic. No worries, I just started up again at about a year off, headed away just to help get back the muscle memory. Oh man, so I love that people are coming back to play. Hope you have a blast. I really do. So a lot of people who I'm not going to credit myself for them wanting to come back, but somehow EverQuest came back on their algorithm, or maybe they were looking up videos, and sometimes you just need a break from this game, and then you get back in the bug bites you, or you get like that EverQuest itch that you have to scratch. So that's happened to me several times. I quit playing the game, and like a year will go by, or a year and a half, or even a couple years, then I'll just be like, I'm not sure what precipitates like the interest again. Maybe YouTube recommended me a video, and all of a sudden I'm back into the game. I get the urge to play, and I'll have a plan in my head, like I want to start a necromancer. I never really got far than necromancer. And then before I start playing, I'll be like looking up the spells and getting all hyped up. Yeah, see, that's what Goobs is saying. Kind of the same thing in me, like that itch, that EverQuest itch that you have to scratch by playing the game. So I enjoy coming back to the game over and over. Hey, we're only 25% of the way through the level. This is going to take a long time. Yeah, so if I get some soap pots, we have to figure out a new area to go. People always suggest Velius locations. That's because I haven't played very many Velius locations. When I gain one more level, I wouldn't mind going back to the Frozen Shadow, Tower of the Frozen Shadow, and figuring out how I can fight that second level, because that was rough. Everything in there was charming me. And I don't know, man. It's just so dangerous getting charmed. I think they overdid it with the charming mobs. So let's see. I bought this really cheap fan from Walmart. It was like a spray bottle with a fan on the tip. And you just hit the spray, like squeeze it, and it blows out a mist of water. And then the fan kind of blows it, so it like cools you off. And sometimes I like to take long hot baths, and I just keep it with me to cool me down. So actually I'm going to go get that bottle for the fan and put it in the freezer to get the water super cold, like ice cold. And I'm going to take a bath probably. I have to do some work. But I feel like I've taken a hot bath, and when I'm in the bath, I like to bring my phone and just, read up on video games stuff. And so there's another video game I don't know if anybody's ever played that was piqued my interest again. I like old RTS games, but I'm very particular about them. I like games where you have heroes in them, strong, powerful command units. And so there's one that's really old called Warlords Battle Cry 3. And there's no level cap to your hero. And the interesting thing about this RTS game, it's very old by the way, is that there's no cap to the heroes, but you can create map editors and skirmish battles. And the experience you gain in your skirmish battles carries on to the campaign. So you can level up your character in a skirmish match that you create. And people found creative ways that they can, I'm not going to say cheat, but they can create their character put them in a map situation where they can just farm mobs and level up their character, and then go back to the campaign mode with a leveled up hero. And there's people who get to like level 1000 in it. It's like you're almost breaking the game. So I thought it was really cool, and I wish they, because I actually prefer to control like a single unit instead of a lot of units. So I'm the kind of RTS player that turtles. I'll build a base and I'll keep upgrading everything. I'll upgrade my base until it's maxed out, and then I'll create an army, and then I'll just go stomping through the base and I'll just wipe it out. So I turtle a base for a long time, and then I finally launch my attack when I'm ready. I'm not good at micromanaging. I'm not very good at RTS games either. And so another thing that's cool about this game called Warlords Battlecry 3 is that you can level up your common characters. So some of your larger units, like say you're playing the knights, they have like horse riders that are like knight lords. You can also level them up. They have a level cap, so you can get them up to like level 25. But you can create, if you level up some of your regular characters, they can follow your hero into the next match, and you create what's called a retinue. So you'll have a bunch of characters that you've leveled up. Say you're undead and you leveled up a lich, and he's quite high level because you were using him for your main defense. You can carry him onto your next battle by putting him in your retinue, and if you want to bring him back to the match with you, you have to use a lot of your army starting points, and so you can build up the army starting points. There's someone called Indignancy. I wonder if that was Goobs. I love the channel. Sweet, we got Symbol of Ralton. Let's see what that does. It gives me extra hit points. Oh yeah, catch. Maybe that's Goobs, I'm not sure. Indignancy Incarnate. Pretty cool name. Let's take a look at their gear. Looks really good. Like chain arms and plate, Vem braces. Oh cool, we got Daring Spirit Armor and Symbol of Ralton. Let's go ahead and get in some fights now that I got some extra hit points. And then she gave me some extra AC, yeah. Hit points and armor, which is something you always need to survive some of these battles. I'm not as tanky as my warrior. Melee battles do take a lot out of me, and sometimes I found myself struggling with blue fights. If they're certain classes, they can would be pretty bad. So I'm debating whether I should go get a root beer. Man, I'm only 25% of the way through the level? It's gonna take forever. I enjoy the grind though. I'm not complaining, but I'm not really upset. Hell levels, just part of the game. They're like checkpoints where they say, oh, it's gonna be extra hard to progress right at this point for some reason. I'm not really sure why they put them in. I think most people would agree you prefer a smooth. So if you're going to increase the amount of experience, make it smooth throughout all your levels. Oh, come on, don't fall off that cliff. No! He got away. Oh my gosh. So he's going to come back with full life. You watch. Oh, jeez. So what I can do is just feign death. Let's just feign death and watch him come running back up. So his life is at 3% now. He's at 8%, but he should start coming back. %13, 18. No idea where he went. Pretty sure all P99ers come and go, but always come back at some point. Yeah. The only person who hasn't came back is my brother, but he's got so much going on in life. Three different times I've came back. And this longest stretch I've played is after I started this YouTube channel. I came back and I stayed back for a while. So let's go ahead and do mend and feign death one more time. Ooh, I failed. So once I stood back up, it re-aggroed the snarler. So now his life's going to start increasing quickly again. You watch, there he's at 28. So I think when they get like 40%, they'll come charging back. Breaks are needed. Yep, you get burned out. And it's a different kind of burnout that you experience from work. The burnout is just like, I played too much. I need like something else to stimulate me. And I get like that with the RTS games. I'll play them a lot and I'll burn out of them. Because I don't, that's what keeps me playing on EverQuest, is changing up my characters a lot. If I play the same character all the time, I tend to get more burned out. And I don't always change characters because I'm feeling burned out. I change characters sometimes because I have several characters that I love to play. And there's people who watch certain playthroughs more than others, and they're like, oh, when are you going to get back on, when are you going to get back on your druid, or when are you going to get back on your mage? Because they really play just to see that type of playthrough. And a lot of people like to watch playthroughs of the same class that they play. So they may play a mage as their main. And I'm an altaholic. Everybody knows it. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm an altaholic. Get back here. So I wonder, sometimes I wonder, like when I see comments left on my videos, if I see those people in game, am I talking to them? Or like, I don't know who Goobs is if they watch my videos. Some people don't leave comments at all. And that's usually how I am when I watch YouTube channels, is I rarely leave comments. And it's usually because I watch a video that was uploaded like 2-3 years ago. And the person who's uploaded the video isn't even actively uploading still, so I think they just are getting like a comment and they're just like not even really active on their YouTube channel. And that's probably the reason I don't comment as much on other people's videos. Oh, look, he's got a little stick. This pirate's got a stick. I bet it's one of those find still that you can't sell, but for some reason I like to hit the ones with sticks in their hands. Yeah, breaks are definitely needed. And so I was talking about that RTS game. One day I played that all day. I felt like my eyes were kind of sore. I had been focused on the screen for so long. It made my eyes really tired. And it started to give me a headache. And I felt so terrible after playing the game all day. Like physically exhausted. I felt like I needed to go out and get some sunshine and vitamin D. Oh, the pirate. I remember back in the late 90s, early 2000s, pirates were a big thing. Pirates and ninjas. And then about 2010s, no one cared about pirates and no one cared about ninjas. Instead, everybody was into zombies. And zombies is still kind of big, but People getting burned out of the zombie craze. But there was a zombie craze. But before that, there was pirates. Pirates are like the big thing. At least in video games. There's always been a pirate theme in World of Warcraft too. Pirate clans, pirate themed island areas. All right, we're up to 26% of the way through this level. What a slow grind. So what would speed up this grind is if you're killing things where you can turn in loot rewards. So there is some places you can hunt where you can get loot that can be turned in. Sort of like these canines can be turned in for experience. But I have no idea if I can go to Firiona Vie or I'm still like kill on sight. We should run over there and take a look. Because we are not gaining faction, we are only losing faction with a certain pack of Tomar. Possibly we've been killing things that would make us gain faction. Yeah. That's why I play so many alts. Goobs. So we're going to run up to the town now, and I'm going to just kind of consider the local people. I assume I'm still kill on sight to them. But there's two different types of aggro. There's scowls, ready to attack, which is the most hated. And then there's threatening, which means you've gained some faction with them and they don't completely hate you, but they will kill you. And then after that, they become dubious and then indifferent. And then they regard you warmly, kindly, and they consider you an ally, finally. So let's see about these. Can't target it. It says scowls ready to attack. So that hates me at the most hated. Pilgrims, scowls, and trackers indifferent. So if we attack the pilgrim, I flip around quite a bit sometimes, similar to, yeah, so even Tofu started another character. He just started a rogue. And I try to get very far with my projects. There's very few that I completely abandoned too. Some of them I completely abandoned because I just, not that I'm not having fun, it's just that I don't see myself going back to it in the next 6 months, so I'll just like retire it. Well, look at this. So what we can do after these fight is I can jump in the mix. So one is, okay, let's do it. Ah, the fairy. Dang it. So this is like a war zone here. All these factions fighting. Which one should I fight? Let's get this guy. A growler. I don't know what's stronger, a growler or a snarler. I typically go by the size of them, but you can't rely on the size to be an indicator of their levels all the time. And you'll figure that out when you're fighting orc centurions. Some of them are big, some of them are short and smaller, and it doesn't necessarily mean they're higher level. A lot of times it does, but not always. Bring him back. Yeah. Wow, there's not a safe place to pull him back to. So you can see the pilgrim and the pirates fighting. The fairies and the Drovgars fighting. So for some reason I've been getting recommended a lot of videos with praying mantises. And watching praying mantises like hunting And they're so brainless, mindless. It's like an instinct thing where they just kind of reach out with their claws and just start eating whatever it is. They'll eat insects and whatever, anything. It's like I don't even know if they can control themselves. All right, so, oh wow, this video's already gone 35 minutes, and I've done this all in one take. I haven't like paused it. So usually I'll pause when I have a slowdown in the action, but I've just been going nonstop. Oh, look at him. I was going to jump in there, but the Pilgrim's getting rushed. Ooh, Pilgrim's a caster? Pilgrim, you stand no chance. So I'm going to get both of them on me in just a second, though. Oh, they took the Pilgrim out just like right away. Well, that wasn't the smartest move. One down, one to go. Looks like a friend is coming this way. Nope, he stopped. Oh, dang, my life's getting low. 37%. However, remember, I do have a hit point buff on. Damn, 23. I have to run this way because I'm going to get an ad. Well, that was a good hit right there. 118. Turn. Down to 15%. Let's just feign death. All right, we survived. And I'm only 28% of the way through the level. Yep, Goobs has kind of got the same idea as me. So if I stand up, he's going to come running back. I hate that. Go away. I can't use bandages while you do this. And I can't sit down to meditate. Watch, I'll stand up and he'll come running back. Okay, never mind. He's gone. So I need to use bandages. Bind wound. Somebody in the comments asked me, because they started watching my solo self-found playthrough, and how did I get the fungi tunic? Because they're like, they saw some of my new videos and they've been watching some of my old series, and they're like, how did you go from solo self-found to getting a fungi tunic? So as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to go log on to my YouTube and reply to comments, because I uploaded a video today, and this video is going to be for tomorrow. And it's really long so far. I usually don't make longer than 35 minutes, and this video is already 38. But I wanted to get at least 30% of the way through this level. A couple more bind wounds. Yep, and let's check my weight. I'm at 34. So if I get rid of the copper, my AC goes from 793, and it still stayed 793. All right, let's pull this pirate. You gotta be quick because he'll backstab you from far away too. So run to where you want to pull him to and then turn and fight. Wow. Oh crap, my mouse. What's going on? I love the sound when you hit a humanoid. They go crunch. Sound of bones cracking. So I want to get to 30% of the way through the level in this video. That could be a couple kills. Oh no, please don't run off the cliff. Do I never learn my lesson? Still 28. What is this? Food? Oh yeah, iron ration. We'll eat it. So I'm just gonna go straight to the next one. We'll pull this guy back. So I always start to turn before the weapon connects with them. So I get a head start. Yeah, I ate too much cereal before bed. That was a bad mistake. I've been either losing weight or maintaining the weight I lost. Down about 7 pounds in the last 2 months. Haven't been trying very hard, but maybe I should pick up my effort. I've got a walking pad, so it's like a treadmill without like the hand part or the base. It's just a base walking pad. And I don't like to use it too late at night because I live in an apartment and I'm on the 3rd floor and I don't want to make loud footsteps. But I should probably use it before it gets too late today. All right. Here we go. There we go. Gotcha. Another canine, and we have, what is this? Bronze mask. I'll pick it up and start to use some bandages again. I really like using bandages. I wish you can use them higher than 50% though. That'd be so cool if you can use them all the way up to get your health back. So let's say one more fight. Let's do one more fight and that'll be the end of this episode. Yep, we're up to 49%. All right, this should be the last one. Let's see if we can get that experience bar to hit 30%. Get over here. As Scorpion would say in Mortal Kombat, get over here. Oh, that was a great arcade game when I was a kid. I think I was a teenager back in the days. No, when Mortal Kombat came out, I was really young actually. The first Mortal Kombat, yeah. It's to the point where like I can't believe they show this stuff on video games. It was so gross. We did it, 30% of the way, guys. Thanks for watching this episode. It was a long one. I feel like I didn't make a lot of progress, but boy, I sure did. 30% of the way through Hell Level. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great week. 4th of July is coming up. You guys have a great time with your families. Barbecue. Try to, like, people you haven't talked to in a while, if you got a family member, reach out to them and say, hey, what's going on? You guys want to get together and do something. All right, take care, guys. Bye.